So yes, I commute from Philly to New York for work, but I also did a little staycation in Secaucus this time, and it was well worth it. So this day I had 3 days back to back in New York, and I was like, this is doing the most. So I finally decided to pack my little spend a night bag and stay in Secaucus. But child, I ended up at the wrong hotel, and I'm gonna save that for later. But once I get to New York, I take the express train, one stop, and it lets me right off at Times Square. And once I get there, I had to go into the office, but this time I actually had to end up picking something up and taking it down to our new store that we just opened up in Flatiron. And that one was only a couple stops away, and I just took the subway there. But of course I had to stop for a little bit of coffee, okay? And even though my commute is not 5 days a week, it's a lot. So on these days when I have to do 3 days back to back, I was like, you know what? I'm finally going to pick a little hotel. But y'all, I ended up at the wrong freaking hotel. I booked a Best Western, but I ended up at the wrong one. Don't even ask me how. And in this particular day, I had to be online for a very important meeting. It was my first time hosting for my content side hustle, and I was so excited. So I had to just sit in their conference room and make it happen. So after that, I finally got to the right hotel, which was a Best Western Plus, which looked 10 times better than the original one that I was in. And this one was booked through Expedia. And I was so excited because it just made my life so much easier. And in 2025, I'm all about doing things that just make my life easier, okay? No more hustle and bustle. So I stayed here the night, and I just felt like I had a time. And am I the only one who does a little spot clean? I mean, even though it looks very clean and this hotel was super nice, I still do a little spot clean with my wife. But you couldn't tell me nothing. I had my little snacks, y'all. I was in there watching 600-Pound Person, because one thing I wasn't going to do was deprive myself of some snacks, because every time I watch this, they always got a boo. They always are wifed and husband up, okay? But I had a great night's sleep. And then the next day, I ended up going downstairs and they had a free breakfast, okay? I made myself that good old waffle. That waffle was delicious. So I had that, and it just was a time staying that night and not having to worry about going all the way back down to South Jersey and then coming all the way back up immediately the next day. So not only was it significantly cheaper to stay in Secaucus, it was also super easy, because all you got to do is just hop right back on the train and take it one more stop back into the city. So would I do it again? Absolutely. And I highly recommend doing things like this to make your life easier too.